So first thing I want to ask is, with these kids, um, how have the mentalities changed since we came through the pandemic and where we are now?
When you say mentality, like related to like their
Okay,
education.
I just seen a good clip Dion put out. I forget.
Deion Sanders.
Yep, I forget who
Okay.
the people are behind it. But what it was saying is, like when he was growing up, like probably you too. Like, we played everything. It's just kind of like, okay, this is over with. Let's go do this. And it taught you like, okay, you can pick up one and put one down. Like I'm mad that I lost, but I know I can get joy out of going to do this too. So I don't see that a lot. It's like, okay, like it's mainly like, oh, you push towards one thing, or you got a lot of cases where because they didn't get that social experience, sit in the house.
Yeah, I mean, from an academic, like, so from the classroom standpoint, what's funny is you can see that a lot of them crave that social interaction,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like the grades are like socially they're less mature. So I'll have like a sixth grade, especially last year we had a sixth grade group
Mm-hmm.
operated like kind of like third and fourth graders. So they had the hormones and stuff of sixth graders, but the way they interacted with one another was very like I'm gonna tell the teacher. I don't know. It was very like the last time they had been in school was third grade,
Mm-hmm.
so mentally you saw them doing things that like you may see fourth graders do.
Yeah.
Um, and then this year, I'm trying to think of an example last year, but we had a lot of tantrums in class.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had kids, you know, who would, not get quote unquote what they want, and then throw a tantrum.
Gotcha.
And that would translate like on the like at recess time, they're maybe playing football or they're playing. Sometimes they play basketball. They play more football and soccer and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes volleyball. But their abilities to have a disagreement about something and be able to move on. No, it was tantrum. I'm gonna run all over the place, kind of a situation.
Gotcha.
So I would say that's probably number one. And then number two, because they got so used to, when you're at your house, you can turn off the screen,
Mm-hmm.
you can walk away, you can kind of not have to persist through something that's difficult.
Yep.
And then you put them back in the classroom and they're faced with a challenge, and you can't turn the screen off. How do you handle it?
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean? So I felt like a lot of teachers in my school in particular were teaching students how to persist, how to overcome challenges, how to not like shy away from a challenge. And I think those two, are walking hand in hand. But then you're seeing some of these younger grades as they come in, they're benefiting from, oh, I know we had the pandemic, but I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you go back into school, it's like they kind of have a jump on some of the older kids.
Yep. Yep. So okay. So I definitely understand that. It's just I see it with some guys. I'm just kind of like you know from a standpoint that don't make sense, right? But I'm not gonna kill you over it. Just let's just go have a conversation with everybody else not around because I don't know how you gonna feel about that. So
And so you're probably dealing with you're dealing with freshman and sophomore, but
mm-hmm.
are they still like freshman and sophomore in high school with their mentality?
They interested, man.
Playing competitively. Like think about it, they're playing with masks on and all that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff in their past couple of years of school, and maybe not having the gym size or the audience, because that character build sometimes having to deal with pressure situations
Mm-hmm.
based on being in the moment when you're varsity basketball. But if you don't have that, you haven't gone through those same experiences.
Yep.
Now you're in college and you're like, oh, I'm experiencing this for the first time, and I haven't had my war wounds yet. You haven't
Mm-hmm.
had that failure that you had to build upon.
Yep.
So,
We had one of them. He's gonna be real good for us, but his issue mainly was a little bit what you're saying, and then he would think that it's mainly just a call situation. Like the referee don't hate you. You just can't get every one. Like, yeah, did they play Karate Man with you when you got to the rim? Most definitely. But look, that man is not an expert on karate. He just let it ride. Get back on defense. Don't get a technical foul. Please just don't get a technical foul. Because then you got to come sit next to me. And you're not going to like my conversation.
But that goes back to that emotional regulation. Like, did you have interactions that helped you to be able to, like, regulate your emotions? Even with my own son, he started kindergarten online.
Oh, yeah.
So it was tough. And then last year he went into the classroom, had a tough time at first grade, and now we're finally getting him back into the groove and dealing with like how you operate in a classroom as a functional student.
Right. Understood.
As a parent, man, I don't. Yeah, I've learned a lot these past few years.
Gotcha. Understood.